I do not know if we're going to get Philip Kotler to join us, but I hope we do.
Is Seth coming?
I don't know if I do not think Seth is going to come, but I communicated to him. I think I sent too many emails to him, to not to Seth, but to Philip. I'll see if he wants to join us. I don't know what happened. Why it got, but I think. Oh, there he is. So just hold on. Wouldn't it be great if he joins us?
He's fun. I'll have to, if he doesn't come, I will tell you about the time he and I were at a dinner party in Israel and he corrected the head of Mossad about Israeli defense policy, like at the dinner. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm just going to duck here. Bye.
Don't you love how he started off and he said, and he told me, he said, you should have it at 11:30. And
yes.
But I actually started freaking out because I thought to myself, maybe what I had done is he was thinking about it on Central Time versus, and so then I was like, damn it, I think, Steve Garfield's had me like doing Eastern Daily Time and Eastern Standard Time but anyway, it was, what did you guys think? So I was trying to, like, while Seth was talking, I was also trying to figure out how to message with Philip. So I feel like at one point I stopped trying to I was just trying to let the conversation, leave me in a way versus try to control it. But how did you find the show today?
It was great. It was really great, Joe. I mean, on your birthday, you give the best gift to the rest of us.
Yeah, right.
You possibly could have. And of course, in my normal form, I took notes, but I took 2 pages of notes. And I just couldn't stop. I mean, it was an abundance. It was a feast of intellectual abundance. And so thank you for giving us the best birthday feast ever.
You are welcome. If it was valuable to you and you enjoyed the show, then I'm happy.
Now we're going to have to get you something.
Guys, I want to introduce cousin Eddie down there. That's also a guy in my office, Mark. And Mark, I told Mark this is what I was doing and he's like, oh, dude, I'm totally in. And he said, and I think we should come in costume. So he obviously is cousin Eddie, which is universally our office's favorite character from National Lampoon's Christmas
Love it.
Vacation.
I sure as hell enjoyed that webinar.
That call.
That's good.
Yeah, that call. Well, webinar is better than call as well. Sure. And so, Steve, for everybody, for all your messages, Jan, for that incredible soliloquy.
That
wow,
was amazing. Yeah, that was great.
I wanted to make sure that I was able to read it out, and the first part I was actually on schedule. I brought Seth on after 11 minutes, and then got thrown a little bit with Philip. But even just having them, by the way, just a little bit of an aside. When I emailed them and I said, would it be okay to have both of you on? And then Seth, you ask a question of Philip and Philip of you. And I don't know, should I be included in answering that? Thank God I wasn't, because I would not have been able to answer any of those questions. I would have been passed. Yeah, I would have got a fail. I would have got an F.
Well, that was one of the beauties of the show, that you kept your cool and you rose above any challenges, and you allowed them to say what they say best. They're very experienced, as you are, but they had things to say. Seth is, beyond brilliant in not just the things that he has to teach us, but his presence of mind in the moment. Whatever you might say, he looks at it from a point of view of, let me see if I can add to that, whether I agree with it, whether I might enhance it, whether I might put a finer point on it. He doesn't just go along with it. And he did that, and it was so much more enriching. And you were generous about, letting him do that, and letting Professor Kotler do that.
Well, thank you. I mean, I love to me what's so interesting is the conversation about age, right? The soliloquy, 50 years young. What I've realized, I've had this quite this introspection this week, which is, what can I be a voice for in 2021? And one of the platforms that I feel very strongly about is to be a voice on behalf of people that feel that they've been marginalized or left behind because of their age. I think ageism is something. I'm young. I'm 50 years young. I feel it. I certainly, that fear that I spoke about is a real one. But I've realized the wisdom that has come from people that have been through the ringer, that have learned, that have grown, that have the battle scars. We need those people so badly and so desperately in business today. There certainly are enough people advocating on behalf of the millennials and the Zoomers. We don't need another TikToker voice out there. And so it's just something that I feel like these 2 points, right, that came from today, Jan. One is, I thought that options dwindled, and Seth said no. They, reinforced that I was wrong, that point, right? Which is, they're actually more. We just have to figure out how to deal with the sunken cost. What a brilliant point. And then the second one is, what you actually realize is that we get more revolutionary and more, again, it's a choice. We can choose to become stuck in our ways and stubborn and crabby, and get off my lawn, or we can be a revolutionary. We can be a silver-haired revolutionary. And I think that was something that 2 points that came out today from both of those incredible young men, up-and-comers in marketing that were on my show.
The third guest who was here today was Peter Drucker. And you get something interesting from Professor Kotler, referring to Drucker as kind of his mentor. And when Drucker was in his 90s, he uttered one sentence that changed the way I looked at leadership, by saying what he thought the greatest leadership book of all times was. And it was a book I'd never heard of. And by him making just a short statement, and I've read the book now 3 times, and it's really changed the way I view a lot of things. But he said that in his 90s, that's the way we can continue to have impact in people's lives, at great ages.
The other thing that's so interesting is how he spoke about meeting Drucker is how I spoke about meeting him.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
and I think if there's a third interesting point of view, is there always are 2 sides, right, to every coin. We've learned that it's been a real common thread, right, Tom, which is this idea of you need both, right? That insight of David and Goliath, that came out this week as well on the show with Angelina. It's the end. It's the power of end. It's the power of balance, and realizing that every student is a teacher and every teacher is a student. And for every person that you inspire, there is someone else that you are inspired by. And I think that dynamism is so important. And maybe that's been a challenge as well in the politicization of everything, that you're either the elephant or the donkey or a rhino. Why do you have to be one animal? Why can't you just be a whole menagerie or a whole, a montage, a mashup of the best of all of these animals?
Especially with age, I view age as this opportunity of climbing the high mountain of our own mistakes, from the top of which we can see vistas we never saw before. And that's what I see in a lot of these guys. It's not that they've never done anything wrong. In fact, they've done a lot of things wrong, like all of us, but they learn from their mistakes. They grow, they get to a higher point, and they open up new opportunities. I love talking to older people who are combining, like you say, all these different animals. Older people who have become multitudes, like, the Whitman expression, but you have to grow into that.
Yeah, I loved. That's so well said, and I also loved when Seth Godin called all of us, I think, on the notion of thinking that there isn't an end when it comes to this trendy thought, which I myself embrace, of slowing down. That it's okay to slow down. You must slow down and be in the moment, but that ought not negate the end of acting and acting in the best interest of not just yourself to warm the room, but to warm the room for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's right.
I would like,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would like to coin a new phrase today for Jen, which is I'm going to have to write it in the chat. It's actually a new kind of cookie. It's called an Oriand, not an Oreo, but an Oriand. And an Oriand is the or and the and together. And I think that's kind of the point that you're making, which is not only, I mean, we've just built on it again. It's not just, it's the point that I made, which is that it doesn't just sit in the middle, right? It's not the best of both. It keeps moving.
Yeah, it's dynamic.
So it's the art, and it is an art, is knowing when to be on one side or the other, when to speed up, when to slow down. It is like a game of chess. It is a symphony. It is so fluid and dynamic in terms of, and that is being agile. That is agility. You know, that is the ability to kind of realize that life is this just giant playbook, but it's a big playbook. And some of the plays, by the way, there are best practices. Those are the ones that you've written down. But then there are the markings in pencil on top of the pen, and then the plays that haven't even been created yet. And that's, I guess, the Orient.
Yeah, it's the forgotten side of wisdom. Wisdom is not just a long list of aphorisms. It's not a long list of conclusions. It's a skilled behavior to dance, to know when to embrace and when to release and when to act and when to pause. And it's the yin yang. It's never the either or. It's what's right now. And that's really what the great philosophers want to teach us.
Now, one of the exciting examples of that when I talk to especially my nieces and nephews to get them to understand this great philosophy that we're talking about, this idea of being in the moment, it's a very stoic type of philosophy we're talking about here, is Neo, in the movies, the brilliant creative tactic that they took of slowing down the bullets as they were coming toward him, and then him acting with super agility to then counter and take action is the end here. To be in the moment that we're slowing down these bullets coming at us and see this divisiveness, this injustice, this damage that is in the act of being done, and not overreact until you're ready to act. It is a skill that I think Seth was getting at today.
I want to say 2 points to that as I'm emailing Philip and Seth at the moment. And I'll tell you what Philip said, some beautiful words. There is the saying again, slow down to speed up, right? That's one way, that's one application. But the other one is this idea of, can you slow down life, the hustle, as Seth was talking about today? Do you have the superpower to actually move slowly and be able to see, the bullet and move the bullet? It makes me think of Flash, right? The superhero. The way he's also depicted is that he is in fact moving so fast that he is moving that in that everyone is in slow motion. And so he has the ability in real time to make those quick decisions, not unlike a chess grandmaster that is moving around and like in the Queen's Gambit, right? Playing 15 grandmasters at the same time. Do you have the ability to slow down life when everybody is speeding up, and in doing so, that becomes a competitive advantage?
That's what the master can do. About the Bulls when they were winning all the basketball games back during the Jordan and Pippen era. Pippen once said that during their greatest games, everything slowed down. Time slowed down as if it was barely passing at all. And everyone was where they were supposed to be. You didn't have to think, where's Michael? Where's the ball? They were participating in something that was bigger than themselves, because they had attained the level of mastery that allows for that distinctive sort of flow. And I think as any of us who've ever been have ever experienced a life-threatening emergency, it's a common experience to feel that time slows down. You're an observer who's kind of above it all, and you can take it all in what seems to be no period of time at all, which gives you the opportunity to choose a wise response. I think the wisest of people can master their own experience of time so that they give that gift to themselves at times other than physical emergency.
So Chris Brogan every year chooses 3 words that will represent the year ahead. And I've been working on mine, and I'm having to take optimize from my list from this year and carry it over to 2021. And much for the reason Joseph was just talking about, as I age, I'm going to be 61 in February 4th. I'm just priming you.
You'll get your shout out.
I'll be there. Optimizing the systems that I use to move projects forward and just moving my life forward sort of slows things down in a way. Having reminders in my Google Calendar a week ahead when important people are having birthdays so that I can act on it without thinking or without forgetting. So I'd like to share that thought with you just for, as we age, there are tools that help us slow down. And for me, it's going to be optimized for 2021.
Tracy Lovett is on the show on February 4th. She's booked already, so I'm just letting you know.
Cool.
I'll be here.
Well, my birthday's January 8th. Who's booked for then?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's play a game. January 8th. No, January 8th is a full show. Diane Hessen, Rohit Bhargava, Mark Masters. Come on.
Hey, here it is, boys and lady. Bring on 2021, my lovelies.
Oh, quickly.
I honestly have to say that you have been one of the highlights of my poor heart missing a beat at several times this year. I love that. Angus Nelson, and wait for it. Tom Morris is on the show.
What?
What do you mean, what?
All on that one day?
It's a community show, so it's a Friday.
Right. So now we have to talk about who we share birthdays with. So my birthday share with David Bowie, Richard Nixon, Stephen Hawking.
Ooh.
Oh, really cool, right?
That's
Yeah.
And by the way, Bob, I am older than you. Just going to put it out there.
Wow.
So I appreciate your comment, Joe, on letting about ageism in our business.
Yeah, I'm as old as any two of you put together.
Listen, I tell you, the only way I was able to cheat was to shave. Other than that, I'm just going to have to let it sink in and deal with the fact that as I said, my best years are ahead of me.
Yeah.
Carol said you look great today.
Oh, thank you. Well, tell her that I wore the shirt for her.
Beats yesterday's shirt.
Huh?
It beats yesterday's shirt.
You know, as I said, the more people that told me that it was ugly, the more I wanted to wear it. How about my Planet Fitness hat? How about that?
Oh, wait a
You
second.
can't see it. It's green screen.
Joseph.
It off.
Green screen.
Joseph, we were
Yeah?
all supposed to get one of those.
Well, hold on. They only sent me 2.
Oh yeah.
That's
But
okay.
you know what?
That's okay.
You know what, Steve Garfield?
That's okay.
Why don't you send me a little email and I'll go ahead and say, wait a second, Steve Garfield wants a hat.
Yeah.
If anybody would really like one of those hats, please.
Well, Steve's hat is only good for 1 or 2 days a year, the one he's got on now. So
Well, this one's good for one.
Everyone I've got to go. It's 20 to 7 over here down in sunny England. So it's tea time and then bath time with the kids. Joseph, happy birthday, you little smasher. Well done for doing us on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's apparently a lot of people on Facebook having birthdays today. What does that tell you about
9 months ago?
What
was going on 9 months ago?
I think it's fairly obvious what it tells us about
year after year. A good time was had by all, right?
Well, guys, I'm going to cut it a little short today because my family are going. We're going out for a walk. But this is how I wanted to spend the day. I will tell you that it was overly ambitious to bring on the likes of Seth Godin and Philip Kotler on the show for a practical reason that I had 2 banners and 2 quotes and 2 backgrounds and 2 green screens and 2 intros. And I was like, man, this is like exponentially more work. But also like, wow, the time is just never, I mean, we could talk for hours, as I think both of them said. But I have this pearl, this jewel of this 1.5 hour interview with Philip that we did on video and audio. And I'm actually just going to keep it for the first guest that bails on me. I'm just going to go ahead and schedule that as a live show, and then just basically show the YouTube, it's on YouTube. But just what a magnificent man. And by the way, Kevin Lee, all I can think of when I see you is Captain Kirk. Before
you go, Joe,
you are my captain, Kevin.
I just wanted to wish you happy birthday, Joe. I'm going to have to go watch the replays. Unfortunately, couldn't join you, but I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you. Let me just say to Stephen, Leslie, Kevin, Bob, Steve, Martin, Jen, Debbie Dumont. Finally, Debbie comes on the show. Okay, Joey, Tom, Haiti, Bob. Did I miss anyone else? Jen, did I miss anyone out? Did I say the sales lady?
Happy birthday, dude. Enjoy every day. Enjoy the rest of your day with your family, man.
Thank you. I have so much alcohol here that my brother-in-law and sister bought me. I mean, wow, like you guys should come over. There is I'm going to send you a photo of what it looks like. There is Glen Rother's 18. There is Dom Perignon Vintage Champagne. There is a Silver Oak wine.
Yeah,
I mean,
a photo is what we need, Joseph. Yeah. That's exactly what we need. Thank you.
No, you're just
with a lampshade on your head.
Joseph, I worked on my background too to maintain my 10 out of 10 for today. I don't know if you noticed.
Hold on. I've got a
marketing guru.
It's my Seth Godin figure.
Wait. Let me pin you.
Okay, there it is.
Wow.
Seth Godin.
Okay,
Carol wants to come in too.
I now have a new goal in life, which is hey Carol, how you doing?
Carol. Yeah. Say hi.
There we go.
Hi.
You guys are
nice hat.
Hello, elves. And I'm just gonna show you here we go. Look at that. How's that for a wait? How do I get the why is it so bad?
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
There you
yeah. That's good.
That's
good.
it? Wow.
How's that for a stash?
That's
all cleaning products. It's all meant to sort of disinfect your home. It's not for drinking.
I think it's going to. I think it's going to disinfect my liver.
Like an advertisement.
I think you should go on. You should go on QVC with that, Joseph.
Yeah,
oh no! If you don't think I'm going to regift, then some of those items are already on eBay.
Should we send addresses?
Well, listen. I hope that in the new year we get an opportunity, all of us on this call today, to celebrate in person, where we can give each other just a giant bear hug, and not that if the rest of my life was as meaningful and momentous as being with you guys every day, then I would be the luckiest man in the world. But still, nothing beats drinking absinthe with Morris, and And I don't know what green stuff they're growing in Vermont, but I heard it's good. There's a lot of, or
it's legal here too,
or hanging out in Oregon with the Dumonts, because it's even more legal there apparently.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Well, Joseph, happy birthday, and thank you for giving us this show, which is just leaps and bounds above any cow tools that we were using before.
Listen, I didn't get it, but I didn't get it. And you know, Seth is such a smart master, because he said, everyone is so smart that you probably get it, which is his way of like saying, I'm pretty sure nobody got it.
Yeah, right. That's exactly.
And then we're like, and that's why I think only Ted said, basically, Ted was like, I don't get it. Ted's the only honest person.
Cartoons.
Huh?
It's the New Yorker cartoons.
Yeah,
you're supposed to, right? You're supposed to get them, but if you don't get them, you're supposed to feel really little about yourself. For the Seinfeld episode where Elaine tries to create it. Anyway.
But I loved it also, like the smart thing. It was an inside joke. There was something intimate about it. It was prepared for, as you said, an audience of one. There's something kind of special about that. Maybe the final takeaway from today is we don't have to get everything all the time. We don't always have to have the answers. Sometimes we can just listen. Sometimes we can say we don't understand. And sometimes we can just allow somebody else to kind of laugh at the joke and say, we'll get them next time. So guys, thank you for spending my day with me. And I will see you. I'll see you guys on Monday. Merry Christmas.
Have a wonderful
celebrating.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Have a good one.
Happy birthday.
Bye, guys.
Everybody.